Dahmer had decapitated heads, skulls, bones, and the bones of people he killed in his Milwaukee apartment. Jeffrey Dahmer killed 17 people in the years from between 1978 and 1991. He had a fractured home life that caused trauma that may have contributed to his urge to kill people. I've done research for this speech, including reading dissertations, FBI reports, newspaper articles, journal articles, and interviews with Dahmer himself. This is relevant to all of us in the room because, as we might have heard of Jeffrey Dahmer, some of us may not know all the facts and everything behind the case before seeing shows like Dahmer on Netflix and stuff. In this speech, I'm going to tell you about Jeffrey Dahmer's crimes, his childhood, and what caused his mental issues. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. In Dahmer's childhood, he saw his parents fighting. He experienced neglect, and he struggled to make friends and form relationships with people. And he was also cited as having obsessive morbid interests. According to an article by Tamara Higgs, a criminologist, titled Jeffrey Dahmer, Psychopathy and Neglect, she said, quote, "Throughout Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood, he witnessed his mother under the effects of her anti-anxiety medication. And he witnessed countless verbal altercations between his parents. According to another article written by James Barron and Mary B.W. Tabor for the New York Times entitled 17 Killed and a Life Search for Clues, written shortly after Dahmer's arrest, this said, quote, "Lionel Dahmer moved away from his wife and the house. And he even jerry-rigged an alarm, string pulled across the room with keys hanging from it that would jangle if she intruded when he sleeps." In his article, she cites Dahmer saying, quote, "He never had a deep conversation with his father, Lionel Dahmer. Conversations he did have with his father were always superficial." Dahmer's parents were shocked when he admitted to his crimes. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't have a stable relationship with his parents. In an article written by Abigail Struble entitled Jeffrey Dahmer, His Complicated Comorbid Psychopathologies and Treatment Implications, Dahmer cited to have said, quote, "The subtleties of social life were beyond my grasp. When children liked me, I did not know why, nor could I formulate a plan for winning their affections. I simply did not know how things worked with other people." Dahmer's father, Lionel, noted his interest in dead animals, dissection, and other things of that nature as early as the age of 4. Dahmer picked up deceased animals off the side of the road and dissected them. In his article, Dahmer said, quote, "It became a compulsion and it switched from animals to humans. I still don't understand it. I don't know why." Let's talk about Dahmer's crimes. Jeffrey Dahmer killed people from the years between 1978 and 1991 until his arrest in 1991. Dahmer's first crime was in 1978 at age 18 when he killed hitchhiker Stephen Hicks at his home in Richfield, Ohio. Dahmer picked him up from the side of the road, brought him to his home, offered him beer, and eventually killed him with a barbell and dismembered his body over the course of several days. Dahmer served 3 years in the military and was discharged because of alcoholism, according to an Inside Edition interview with Dahmer himself. He then moved back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In Milwaukee, he established a routine to killing his victims. He picked up people, mostly gay black men, from gay bars and brought them back to his apartment or bathhouses with the promise of sex or money, where he gave them sleeping pills mixed with alcohol. He then killed them, mostly by strangulation, and took pictures of their corpses, dismembered their corpses, and cannibalized them. Recorded in FBI records, Dahmer told police that he strangled most of his victims and dissolved body parts in barrels of acid. He attempted to turn some victims into zombies by drilling holes into their head and putting acid into these holes through their head to their brains. Dahmer said he photographed victims to, quote, remember their beauty and keep them. Dahmer was arrested on July 22nd, 1991 after Tracy Edwards led police to his apartment. According to the FBI records, Edwards was handcuffed when he told police that Dahmer had threatened him with a knife in his apartment. Police found body parts in Dahmer's fridge, bones, and pictures of deceased victims. Now, let's examine Dahmer's mental state. Dahmer's childhood affected his psychological development. Turbulent family life most likely kept him from being able to form stable relationships with people. He was most likely unable to form a secure attachment style due to his issues with his mother and father. Therefore, he felt the need to keep people with him by killing them. According to Struvel's article, Dahmer confessed that he killed victims to, quote, prevent them from leaving. Dahmer committed very heinous acts. In conclusion, Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer and cannibal that targeted gay black men. He dismembered them, kept their bodies as keepsakes until Tracy Edwards led police to his apartment in 1991. In his childhood, he witnessed his parents fighting and alleged neglect, and he was unable to form secure attachment styles to people. Dahmer was sentenced to 15 life sentences, the equivalent of 941